What's good, Just Do family? It's your boy KB, back to get boxing. It's Just Do with a quick video, man. And I was doing some scrolling on Twitter, and I seen Lamont Roach tweet. Now, I'll say right off the bat, let me get this out the way early. I think he very well may be joking. But you know I'm a sucker for a good conversation and a good matchup. And he stated on his Twitter that he gonna let the cat out of the bag and that Teofimo was waiting for the rematch between him and Tank Davis. So him and Lamont Roach and Teofimo could fight for Teal's belt at 140 pounds. And, that just, got my eyebrow raised, man. We all know Tank and Lamont Roach fought back in March 1st in one of the best fights of the year, back and forth action, highly contested, a high level chess match is what we got. And it went the distance. It surprised many. Lamont Roach surprised many by how he stood up to Tank and made it the distance. And there was a lot of controversy, ending that fight. And, simply put, they're going to do it again August 16th. And Teofimo is coming off his win on that Fatal Fury card in Times Square over Arnold Barboza, who he could have fought, in my opinion, years ago. But I think, as I've been saying, he played the long game and he waited out the perfect time to fight Arnold Barboza when he built the most momentum, had the most wins, and he took him out pretty easily, pretty comfortably in the Times Square event. And we've all been wondering what's next with Teo. We've seen a number of different rants that he's went on, getting himself in trouble, kind of getting his own way, putting his foot in his mouth. But seeing Lamont Roach tweet that, you're going to let the cat out the bag and they'll fight for his belt at 140 just, to me, is an interesting matchup. I know a lot of people feel like, oh, Lamont Roach is not even a 35-pounder. Why would he go up to 40? Well, if you look at his box rec, you'll see that he had fights above 135 before in his career, where he weighed in at more than 135. So it's not out the realm of possibility for this fight to come to fruition. But the reason I take this with a grain of salt is because Lamont Roach, in my opinion, will be the kind of style that Teo don't want to get in front of. A patient guy, very good counter puncher, sneaky power, high IQ, definitely higher than what people anticipated. Now, after seeing him compete at the highest level against Gervonta Tank Davis, it's not out the realm of possibility to see him compete against Teofimo and give him troubles and or if not beat him. Shit, at the end of the day, if you allow George Kambosos to beat you, it's not impossible for a guy like Lamont Roach Jr. to be able to pull off a win. That's just my honest thought. So, very interesting matchup nonetheless, but I don't think it'll come to fruition. But we can't completely rule it out because anything can happen in boxing. We've seen a lot of unexpected matchups lately. We've seen a lot of different catch weights and different things like that. And you never know. Maybe him being a smaller guy, maybe Teo will have some kind of confidence if they were to actually get in the ring. But I do think the matchup in and of itself would be really entertaining for the sport. And we all know what Teofimo's weaknesses is, and that's being on that front foot and having to go get his guy. And I think Lamont Roach can provide enough versatility in that boxing ring, along with his sneaky punching power and his boxing IQ and the experience of the Tank Davis fight. He can take that all into the ring with him against the Teofimo Lopez if this fight were to ever come to fruition at 140. I take my money. I would pay for it. I would be all in. I counted, I had Lamont Roach messed up one time, and from here on out, I'm going to just give a man his proper credit and just do. He showed us in the Gervonta Tank Davis fight that he could perform at the highest level, so I wouldn't count him out against a guy like Teofimo that's a bit of an up-and-down performer. Lamont Roach not being the biggest name. Teo would be expected to win, and we all know how he tends to look in fights where we expect him to win. More times than not, we got examples. The Sandor Martin, Nakatani, he struggled there. Jermaine Ortiz, George Kambosos beat him. You get me? So it's a number of different guys that are giving him issues that I feel like Lamont Roach is definitely on par with those guys, if not better. You know what I mean? He's a champion at 130 pounds, so he has some championship experience. And like I said, it's no more valuable experience to get than going in there against Gervonta Tank Davis. So if this fight were to ever come to fruition at 140 between Teofimo Lopez and Lamont Roach Jr., I give Lamont Roach a really good shot at pulling it off and winning the fight. But that's my thoughts, man. Y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Is this cap or fact? Was Lamont Roach just joking? And even if he was, would you like to see this fight at 140? And who do you have winning? Lamont Roach Jr. or Teofimo Lopez? And as always, get in that comment section and let me know if I gave boxing its just due, because that's what I do over here, Just Do Boxing. To the next one, I'm out. Peace.